Right. That would be that. Yeah. That is on. That's on. And there we go. All right. Now, a little Discord action. Be done on the GPU. And we copy and paste. And we put it in the stream channel. Somewhere here. Here we go. And we close that. And some blue sky. Because everybody likes a bit of blue sky. Yeah, a little bit of that. And this goes away, and then we're sorted. Nice. We're just a little bit sorted. Who's on this morning? Oh, everybody's on. My goodness. Abby Novaliminal? Do I even sub the Novaliminal?
Can you?
I do. Well, there you go. Temptix here. Who's else? Flying Coda. Caden is silly. Creative Waste. It's another one I don't recognize. Oh, they've had a follow. Good, good. Happy about that. Stevie Ray Drawn. That's funny. I even follow them. Oh, there you go. Have to keep up with the followers. Very important stuff. Okay. So the first thing we need to do before looking at the GPU stuff is I need to figure out I need a reproducible example for the bug we found last time. So let's start an issue for that. What's the best way to describe this? It's essentially changes to, I wonder if I can get the old version and get the old version of the bug and we can work from there. So I put it in, let's look for posts from me in the Discord. Apparently I don't exist. That's weird. Huh. Engine dev, here we go. Scrolling up, scrolling way up, scrolling way up. Still scrolling up. Where did I put it? Damn. There's a lot of activity around here. Ah, here we go. This issue right here is the one we want. Changing the texture contents of a texture handle does not change the rendered texture. Yeah. So rendered texture not updating after change to image, I guess. Release number 15.1. Don't think we need system information for this one. Or at least I hope not. It would be weird if it was GPU specific. I don't think it is though. It appears this may have been rebroken for quite a while after being fixed in 107 DD73. So what did they actually fix in that? Keeping a hash map of textures and their containing color materials, then listening to events on textures to select color materials that should be updated. Yeah. So there's quite a bit in here. And obviously Francois sorted it, but that was back in 2021. The reproduction might be interesting because it seems to only happen in the update schedule and not in, like, it worked. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then, yeah, we'll add some screenshots, but I'd like to add a reproduction. Create an image. Repro. Create an image, and then let's look at playing. So we created an image and spawned a mesh 2D, mesh material 2D. Actually, we should pull this into, okay. Add it to a mesh material 2D and render the material to, well, it's color material, I guess. And render it to a mesh 2D using a mesh 2D. Um, in the update schedule, um, in the update schedule, it's also possible that this is working as intended uh, in the retained rendering world we live in. Um, but I'm not Flash enough to understand all the possible implications. In the update schedule, modify the image asset directly. The changes will not be rendered to the changes will not be rendered until a call is made to unless a call is made to what is it called? Materials get mute with the handle. I wonder if materials get also works. Well, that's something we will find out by trying to create a reproduction. Um, uh, uh, after. That's actually a second call because we've already called, well, we called materials get. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, after the change has been made, I think is the key point. All right, let's see if we can come up with a repo for this. So we need essentially a new Bevy repo. Cargo new Bevy rendering repro, bug repo. And cargo add Bevy. And we'll go main OS, use Bevy prelude new. New. Hello. What's your problem? Rust analyzer catch up, please. Thank you. All right. So, some basic hardware. Let's go app, um, new, add plugins, default plugins, add systems, startup init, add systems, update, draw, run, function init, mute commands, function draw. I'm going to need, oh, I have to do my own image loading. Actually, I can just create one, hopefully. I'm going to need mute images, res mute assets, image. I'm going to need, do I need that level color material thing? I kind of do. There's probably only going to be one image, so it's probably fine not to have it. I could just go material, single, and mesh material 2D. Color material. Hopefully there should only be one. There can be only one. Do I need window? I don't need window. But I do need mute materials, res mute assets, color material. Okay, now spawning. Spawning, spawning, spawning. There's various ways of creating an image from data, which we can get out of the examples folder. Examples, examples, examples. We can just search on image new, I do believe, and get an example. Here we go, image new fill. This would do it. CPU draw. Yup. Sure, we'll make it 256. Why not? Beige. We love beige. Let's make it red. What? Rebecca purple? Okay, fine. Use the same encoding as the color we set. All right. I don't really know what that is, but let's go with it. And then we do a little spawning. Images, add image. Yep. So I need images. Images, res, mute, assets, image. Probably means this needs to be mutable. Got to be U32. Not a problem. Cool. And then we're going to go with handle as images, add image. That's fine. Create a sprite. I actually want to create a mesh material 2D because I feel like that'll more closely mirror what I was working with before. So let's see here. We got command spawn. We got this, which I had before, but never mind. Let's get it back. No. No. Meshes add square. Really? It has to be rectangle? Huh. Interesting. Right. We do actually need a mesh. So let's add the meshes. We got meshes. Do it need to be mutable? What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? Meshes. Resmute assets mesh. Yeah. And that's mutable, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we got materials. So we need those as well. Stop being a bad vimmer. Res, mute, assets. Color material. Okay. Then we got image handle needs to be this. And we don't need state scoping. So why don't we make this super explicit? Also, that size is wrong. Why don't we just go let mesh equals bad vimmer and materials. Bad vimmer. Wow. I need to up my game. Okay, that looks correct. Why are we not using image? Oh, it does not need to be mutable. Sure. Okay. Cool. So that gives us a spawn, and we should see we should see an image, and we don't because there's no camera. Hello. Commands spawn. Actually, let's just camera 2D. Let's just do that. Can we not do that? Hey, it's purple. It's a purple square. All right, cool. Now, the theory is if I try to modify the image here, it won't show up. So let's go and grab some of this. Not all of which will be useful. Material is already a single, so we're not going to use that. That's supposed to be, what am I doing wrong here? Ah, that's better. Beautiful. And it's not level material. We don't need that. This will be material. And this is, we'll just do for x in 0 to, I guess, 100. And then we'll give it a color, say, I don't know, green. Or really any color. Make it white. Okay, so hopefully we should see the square. And we do. It's being run on the update schedule. And then if we take this line away, my theory is that we won't see the square anymore. And we do. That's really annoying. Damn it. That's super annoying. How do I reproduce then? Is it because I was running it in conjunction with the mouse input? That seems ridiculous. Is it because I was using an image loaded from a file? Oh man. I was hoping it was going to be easier to reproduce than this. Maybe I should try loading it from a file. what would cause it to be different behavior in this? Because if we run this one, we can make changes, and that's fine. But if we run this one without this line, then we can't make changes. Oh, interesting. It still knows about them. It just hasn't updated the rendered text. Oh, that's interesting. It just hasn't updated the rendered image. Huh. Let's try that one more time. So does it stop there? What the hell? Did that crash? Oh, that's so weird. Oh, is it because of the dimensions of the window? No. What happened there? That definitely worked. Maybe it just stopped because it was trying to get the window dimensions. And i3 confused the hell out of it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So interesting. So the pixels are being changed and the game knows about it, but it's not being re-rendered. So that's cool. But why? Is it something to do with the fact that it's a file? How do I force it to wait for a file load without using Bevy Asset Loader? Oh, I'm so lame. All right. Uh, how do I do that? Bevy cheat book will tell me, right? Actually, maybe even an example. Asset loading. I could just use I could load it from an existing primitive. Like not this, just a regular asset load. So grab asset server, res asset server, and let's make an assets directory. And let's create, oh, hey, we still got Sprite running. Let's make a new one. 256 with a transparent background. And we'll fill it with a color. That is not filling. That is filling. All right. Save as square PNG. And we'll put that in Bevy rendering bug repro assets. Okay. Now, images, add, right? Do I do images add asset server load? Materials add. This is all 3D stuff. I don't really want that. But I need a handle. And handles are returned from asset server load. So bye. Okay, baby. Have a good day. Assets load. Square PNG. Which returns the handle. So I think I can also do images add like that, right? I just need to pop these dogs in here. One moment. Right. That's better. Where's the puppies? Good boy. Yeah. Nice job, mate. Good boy. You chill out for a little while. Perfect camera frame. Good boy. What a noble head. What a noble head. Okay, why have we, what's going on here? Okay, it's looking for from handle. Right. So it's not actually, that's not actually helpful. But can you do images new and pass it a handle? Don't know. Let's find, hang on. Like so. Oh, right. Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, so you definitely can't use image new that way. So how do you create an image asset from a file? Or perhaps you don't. Perhaps you would go straight to color material. Hmm. Hmm. Asset loading, asset settings, custom asset, hot asset reloading. But this is all 3D assets. I just want an image. Let's check cheatbook again. Wait, no, I don't want the GitHub repo. Bevy cheatbook. Asset. Okay. Handles load assets from files. Asset server. Which version is this, by the way? 0.9, damn. It's hard maintaining a book. React to changes with assets events. Access the asset data. So when I load this, I thought I was getting a handle image. So why can't I use images add? Can't convert from. So it's saying it's not an image. Hmm. So what is it supposed to take? Into A, returns a handle A. I see. I think. So is it already in images by the time I don't need to add it again? Let's find out. I see. I see. So does this change the behavior? Possibly. No. Damn it. Uh, it works too well. What am I doing differently? Is it the mouse input? Hmm. Might be the mouse input. I don't really understand why. try this. Let's try this. Doesn't work at all. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's a window size thing. No. Oh, actually, what am I drawing in? I'm drawing in. Yeah, I'm doing that wrong. Oh, maybe not. I should be just drawing to alpha. I wonder if I also need to set the render asset usages. No, I think it should default to both. I'm pretty sure it defaults to main world, render world. Okay. Let's not use existing color. Let's use white just to narrow it down. I wonder if there's probably a white primitive, right? I mean a constant. Okay, well, that doesn't work. Does it work if I add this? That would be a no. Oh, hang on, it did. So that was down to window position, which I've probably hard coded or done something stupid about. Mm, yeah, it's just window position. Okay, so let's check if it works without that line. No. Interesting. Oh, and it crashed because I haven't handled the outside screen thing. Uh, we could make the screen size 256 as well. Just to make it slightly easier. Yeah, default plugin set, right? Window plugin, and various other things. So I'm in lib. Yeah, here we go. 35 window plugin. Okay. Surprisingly difficult to reproduce this bug. Hey, there it is. Huh. Oh, and it crashed. Oh dear. It panicked, presumably because of window positioning stuff. Also, I doubt that I'm running with the Wayland feature right now. Seems to me. Bit of a rebuild to get the Wayland stuff happening. I imagine it'll crash again. Does it crash if I go outside the bounds of the window? Yep. Okay. So I fixed that in the other one by doing what? I remember encountering that. I think it was this. Maybe because we're trying to do set color at with values that aren't valid for the window. Because you wouldn't want to do like -20, for example. Has to be as U32. But it's also confusing that it's not drawing. Let's re-enable this just to check. Okay, so it definitely works. And as soon as you get to the edge of the screen, it should crash. Yep. Okay. Attempted to subtract with overflow. Yeah. Okay. So, can you clamp it? Would that work? Let's try. It's interesting that cursor pause can go negative. But what I don't understand is why this mouse business makes the bug show up. Because if I just try to do it without, it just works. Um, hmm. Well, let's get the example working anyway. Oh, has it got anything to do with the image load? Because we could reduce that complexity if it doesn't. Now we've got to reload everything. Whoa, no, don't extract it into a variable. Why isn't import always the first choice? Okay, let's see if we can reproduce with this. Okay, works fine. Does not work. Okay, so that's reproduced, which is good. That means we don't need asset server. Cool. Now we can get rid of this. A working example. Okay, so first of all, let's fix the crash. And we should also set resizable to false so that we don't have to keep popping it open out of i3. What are you eating? Oh yeah, you can keep eating that. Okay. Yeah, nice. Okay, good. All right, so now we just need to stop it from... I just don't understand why it works without the mouse stuff. Hmm. Wonder if this would help. Hang on, is it? Yeah, it's still commented out. No, definitely not. Hmm. Immediate crash. Okay, so same behavior. Hey, crash. Thank you. Um, and yet I cannot make it work. Oh, I'm sorry. Real light, I completely missed you that you were there. I was focused in. I was locked in. I was, I was locked in. Um, yeah, no, that's totally the reason for the crash. Um, I can fix that. I'm just curious about why I can't make the bug surface unless I'm looking at mouse input. It's a little weird. um, Because it's this line here, this this materials get mute that should be unnecessary, but is not unnecessary. So yeah, we're having some issues with that. Because if I try to do it without the mouse, I'm going to have some ads in a sec, by the way. Then it works. So weird. For example, for x in 0 to, I don't know, 50, for y in 0 to 50, let nothing equals image set color at x, y, color black. Doesn't work. Oh my God, maybe I finally have reproduced it. Oh no, because the mouse button's not pressed. So if we take this away, yeah, it totally works. Weird. So weird. I wonder if the mouse handling stuff is just taking too long, and so it goes past the frame. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You're back. Nice. Yeah, it's bizarre. What about using a different schedule? So what about using, say, fixed update, just out of curiosity? Well, that totally works fine. I can tracy it before chaining it. I don't know what those words mean. I can tracy it before changing it. I still don't know what those words mean. Oh, so that broke on fixed update. Ooh. What is going on there? Interesting. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, let's try that. See, I'm learning things now. We could do it over here, maybe. Let's get rid of this window. And whoop. Bevy repro something repro. Yeah. What on earth? I have never tried this before. I have tried using instrumenting systems because Chris Biscardi showed us that one. I couldn't remember how to do it though. Okay, so we're still encountering that bug. I should, actually, what I'll do is I'll get rid of this block because it's not really helping us. Okay, so definitely no square. If you have a web browser, you can do this. Cargo run, features, Bevy, trace, Chrome. What? UI Perfetto dev. These are all new things to me. Oh, flashbang. Oh, another flashbang. Dark mode, dark mode, dark mode, dark mode, dark mode, dark mode. I see no dark mode. Never mind. This is cool. I do not know about this. Okay, let's try. The output's a Tracy file. Oh, I see. So it's a file. Hang on. Let's try this again before we go there. Okay, nothing going on there. No black square. Where would I find a Tracy file? Let's try the browser version. Trace Chrome. Oh, beside the Kagatomo file? Oh, right. Trace JSON. There we go. All right. So let's grab that. That is a relatively large file. I think that my plugin is trying to render the JSON and being very slow at it. Yes, it is. How many lines are we talking? 423,000. That's how many lines we're talking. Open trace file. 100 Go mistakes and how to avoid them. Bevy rendering bug repro, trace JSON, 137 megabytes. Limited for JSON traces, we recommend proto format traces. Okay. Wow. I don't entirely know what I'm looking at, but it's interesting. Main thread, W and S to zoom. Cool. This is awesome. Bevy core pipeline upscaling, prepare view upscaling pipelines. Oh, this is cool. Render thread. Update, 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 update. So this is essentially retained rendering world in action. That's amazing. I don't precisely know where I'm looking, but let's drill down into one of these. System name. Render asset, prepare assets, GPU image. That's so cool. You can crash it while tracing and see if the last frame is too long. Oh, I see. Yeah. The thing is, the behavior that I'm trying to reprint. Thank you for this. This is amazing. I'm going to play with this. But the behavior I'm trying to repro isn't a crash. It's just not drawing. And interestingly, it seems to be surfaced in fixed update, but not in update. I don't know why. But now that I've removed the mouse stuff, let's see if we can narrow it down. So we should be, well, let's just do color white. It'll be easier to see. So we've got an image that we've created and we've attached it or rendered it on a mesh 2D using a mesh material 2D. If we modify that image directly by setting color at, the theory is it should show up immediately on the next render call. But it doesn't. But if we make a call to materials get mute after the modification, it does. So I think, but interestingly, it doesn't do that if we use update schedule. And I wonder if that's just an accident of, timing or whatever. Yeah. Well, hang on. Let's turn it off again. Yeah, it works fine. But if I go to fixed update, yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like marking it dirty, right? But in theory, when you make the change to the image, you would expect it to recognize. And that's what Francois PR several years ago fixed. Update color material when texture changed. It keeps a hash map of textures in their containing color materials, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and that's to fix a couple of them. Font Atlas debug example not displaying updated texture, and changing the texture contents does not change the rendered texture on screen, which I think has shown up again because this is fixed, but it's broken in 15, only in some circumstances. So yeah, that's the issue. So I actually don't think I need to do this window nonsense now because I'm not drawing to the screen. So let's simplify it as much as we can. And then I'll have a reproduction. For working example. This call is required to update render. Okay, so just to prove it once more, if I do this, it works. And if I do this, it doesn't work. Okay, good. So that's a repro. But for some reason, it doesn't happen in update. I wonder if Maybe the systems that Francois added don't run in fixed update? Question mark? Should I expect it to work in fixed update? It should, right? I wonder if maybe the mouse stuff only runs in fixed update. That was why. Okay, anyway, we'll report it and see what people say. Maybe I should put this in one of those, what you call it, expander thingies. How do you get those? GitHub, Markdown, what do we call them? Toggles? Yeah. Details, summary, code, details. Boop, ba doop, ba doo. For some reason, this behavior is not evident in update, only fixed update. I have no idea why. And a little preview. Okay, that looks all right to me. That looks reasonable to me. We tag it as bug. Probably doesn't need triage, needs... no. Stop that. It's definitely a bug. It's rendering. It's possibly needs investigation. Possibly a regression. What else? We've got A, we've got C. What's B? I always forget B. Is there a B? There isn't a B. Someone will add it if they... assets? No. Possibly assets. But I think rendering is better. But yeah, it's C bug. D, I don't know. Difficulty, not sure. Straightforward? Possibly modest? Someone will change it. All right, that should do. Uh, yeah. Okay. And in Discord, with assigning a D. Wait with assigning a D before it's been figured out. Great idea. Since what seems modest to me might be trivial to someone else. In fact, almost certainly. And I'll just add a note in the Discord. I managed to repro it fairly reliably, but only on fixed update for some reason. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can we make the Bevy logo 2 birds instead of 3? Ooh. Huh. Okay. Cool. Well, we'll see if I am full of nonsense or if I actually have found a weirdness. Okay, now that we've finally done that, someone probably going to sweep in and say you missed a line in the docs. Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed. I think people knew about it because, well, at least they knew about the original, but I think it broke again. What I don't completely understand is why it surfaces an update if I wait on mouse input. That feels like a timing issue, right? That's a weird one. I might just add that note. I can also make it manifest if I wait on mouse input, e.g. by drawing on the image using the cursor. Which I smacks of a timing issue, but no clue why. Okay. So now back to what we were originally going to do, which is figure out if there's a way to do the GPU, to do the stuff we were doing with the CPU with the GPU. So in playing, if we restore some of this, this one particularly, we should be able to draw, and the little guy falls down and collides with the terrain. Of course, he doesn't fall down after we remove more terrain, but that's okay. But we can remove chunks of collidable material. But that's all happening on the CPU. And my question is, can I get it to happen with a shader? I did get one of the LLMs to describe the process for me, but since they're operating on Bevy version 0.8 or something like that, it's not terribly reliable. But it would be very interesting to be able to set up some kind of pipeline to try and do that. Uh, I'm just not sure. It'd be good practice anyway to just get a rendering pipeline with a custom material happening because I haven't done that for ages. Hmm. Can I make it? How deep can I make him fall? Yeah, it works quite well. Okay. I'm such a child. All right. So let's read the LLM's treatise and see what it thought. A mouse uniform in the shader. Then you can change the texture on the GPU. Okay. Yep. So I'm not sure how the retained rendering world impacts this. As I understand it, if I change it on the GPU, it basically syncs it with the main world, if I understand correctly. Um, so maybe rather than starting with the LLM, maybe we should start with one of the shader examples. So let's look at Bevy examples, blah, blah, blah. Why was I looking at that one? I don't know. Okay, examples. Rendering or shaders? Shaders. Animate shader. GPU readback. Yeah, so like a system that harvests the window cursor coordinates the way we were doing, but then just updates the shader with the coordinates if the left mouse button is pressed. So I probably don't even need like a custom pipeline or anything for that. What is the most simple shader example? Compute shader game of life? Potentially. How detailed is that? I want less detail, not more. Although if it does mouse input, I'm all in. Actually, can't remember. Let's look it up. Oh, apparently we're up to date. That's a surprise. Cargo run example compute shader game of life. That's so cool. Someone's had a lot of fun with this. But it's not mouse reactive. Wonder if any of them are. I love a good example. Uses dynamic data like the time since startup. The time data is in the globals binding, which is part of the mesh view binding. Well, that's nice and simple. What does the shader look like? We like simple. Okay. I mean, it's 3D, but we don't care too much about that, I hope. Okay, so let's look at the custom material setup. Material plugin, custom material default. Fragment shader and shader asset path. And the shader asset path is animate shader WGSL, which is also pretty simple. Okay. Oh, hey, Mike. How are you watching my stream on your stream? That seems like this some sort of crazy streamception. You shouldn't be watching my stream on your stream. How is your minimally, no, not minimally, moderately uh, multiplayer game going? Okay, so the time since start, which is part of the mesh view bindings import. Okay, let's start with adding a shader and keeping it very, 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 very simple so that my brain does not break. Let's go with animate shader. Let's copy this to all the way home, assets, and really it should be in shaders, but let's put it there. And let's grab some of this stuff so that we can mess with it, because that's what we like to do. This one giant file that I have. Get rid of this nonsense. Possibly might need type path, but we'll figure it out. And we will make dir assets. It's going okay. Chat keeps distracting you. Yes, that is their key. That is their core purpose. Asset shaders, and we'll move animate shader into assets shaders, and we'll rename animate shader to mouse shader, draw shader, mouse shader. And there are large amounts of things that we will not be using in here. Like this. Would it even be a fragment shader? Yes, it would, right? You don't need a compute shader. You're already getting the values. You need a fragment shader to change the color underneath the mouse pointer. All right. So let's go back to playing. This is now mouse shader. This needs to go away, except for this material plugin, custom material. Is it default? It is default. I really want to get to the point where basic shaders are just kind of fluent for me. Like I'm not having to constantly think about it, how to do the things. So we've already got some things spawned. We shouldn't need to worry about that, but we do need the custom material. So where is that custom material defined? We do not need this anymore. Oh, struct custom material. Okay. We'll call it level material. And we'll change this. Like so. And we will create a branch by abstraction for draw alpha GPU. So another version of the same thing. And then we can remove this and add this. I wonder if I should use fixed update or not. And the same goes for probably most of this, actually. If it's tied to frames, just put an update. Gotcha. I think the point, there is physics stuff involved elsewhere, but not in this area, so should be fine. Okay, so we'll nope out of there if the mouse button isn't held down, so that should help a bit. Now, when we spawn the material, are we using a level material already? Because I think we're just using a color material. Yeah, so the spawn's going to be wrong. So with mesh material 2D, materials add custom material, but how do I, if I have an image on my custom material, how do I get the image into the custom material? In the same way? Because when I spawn, I do this. So that turns it, as I understand it, it turns it into a color material. But we don't want that. So I need a custom material with an image on it. I've done that before in a different game. I just can't remember how I did it. So Well, first of all, this is going to be wrong. And then everything is an error. Of course it is. And in fact, image asset usage might be different now. We might not want main world on there. But I'm not sure. I think if we didn't, it would be, the handle would go away. But I could be wrong about that. So images get textures level, which is just from Bevy Asset Loader. Unwrap, which we should get rid of. In fact, we should do let some or okay. Let okay buff equals images get textures level, else return. Nope, bad. Oh, option. Because it should be guaranteed by the time we get to this state because of Bevy Asset Loader. Okay, now, how do we get a custom material with the image on it? We need to figure out how that works. So the custom material here is uber simple. It's just a thing. Main world or render world has to do with how often the image is changed. If you change it every frame on the CPU, you can have it main world. But if it's only like once a minute, you can have it render world. I see. Okay. That's interesting. You mean if you change it on the CPU? Yeah. You're saying that. Okay, cool. Huh. Yeah, let's figure it out. So let's go back to shader. Do we have custom material with an image on it? Extended material? Custom attention. Let's actually look up standard material. We go back to the docs because we like the docs. Standard material. Standard properties used in PBR lighting, standard property values. Wait, is that our doc? What? That might need to be fixed in the docs. What the hell? Oh, right. It's just missing a full stop. There's nothing too crucial about that, but I can fix that. Probably could use slightly better detail. Standard properties used in PBR lighting. Standard property values with pictures here. Oh, cool. Nice. Okay. I don't suppose, is there like an image material as opposed to a color material? Or is a color material just an image material with a color, basically? I mean, it's got a texture, right? So, but I need to use custom material in order to run a shader on it, as I understand. So maybe I can treat it like a color material. What is the actual error that it's giving me? Right. It doesn't implement material 2D. So would I have to do that? Implement material for level material, but I haven't implemented material 2D. Does that matter? I assume it does. Let's go to, what would it be? Oh, come on. Let me go to the definition. God damn it. Thank you. Oh, here we go. All functions on material D2D, you only need to implement the functions that are relevant for your material. In other words, the fragment shader. Oh, so I can just do it for that instead of for material. Right, because it was a 3D example. Duh. You know what? Eventually I get the idea. Eventually, I get the idea. Doesn't satisfy material. Yeah, I know. Because it's not a material anymore. Is there a material 2D plugin? No. Hang on, let's look up here. Oh, there is a material 2D plugin. Right there. Hey. All right. Now we're talking. Okay, so 2D versus 3D, important. Okay, now this is not satisfied because blah, 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 blah. Right, there's no from image. Oh, there's no from handle image, whereas there is for a color material. Uh, hmm. Do I need to be super explicit about that? An easy to use, high level way to render mesh 2D entities with custom shader logic. It's be almost time for a cup of tea. There'll be an ad break soon. I'll do it then. Materials must implement as-bind group to define how data will be transferred to the GPU. As-bind group can be derived, which makes generating bindings straightforward. Derive as-bind group, debug, clone, asset, and type path. Asset, type path, as-bind group, debug, clone. Cool. What about the from image stuff? Materials add custom material, color. Oh, I see. So they're doing it explicitly. Sure. Yeah, okay. So let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try it. Let's try. Materials add level material. Excuse me. I assume I need the defaults. Oh, I don't. Weird. I would have expected default there. Level material texture. Image handle. No such field. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. What is my field? What am I looking for here? Oh, color texture? Interesting. Why did I think it was called texture? Still no such fields. I am missing something. Ah. Oh, I see. Because I've got a... Right. Understood. Images can be bound as textures and shaders. Yeah. I gotcha. I just hadn't set up like the uniforms and stuff yet. Sampler. Texture and sampler. I wonder... Add the sampler. Oh, I see. It's saying here. Okay, let's read this. Let's read this. Let's read it here. If the images sampler is also needed, just add the sampler attribute. What is the images sampler? Let's just assume we need it. They did an overhaul for 15 with the mesh material stuff. It doesn't look like what I did a little time ago. Yeah. I mean, obviously the bundles went away, which we all know, but it looks pretty different to what I have done in the past too. The only time I've really used a shader was for like properly was for this game. Where is it? This one, I think. Oh, sorry, a bit of a flashbang. Except that I think I took the shader out. Can I download it for Linux? I can pay for my own game. Hey, come back. I think I took the shader out of the WGPU, out of the WASM version because I couldn't get it to work. Because WASM and shaders hard. Unzip, downloads, cloud hex links, end of central signature. What? Either this is not. Oh, it's a gzip. Duh. To ZXVF. Downloads a cloud of hex links. There we go. Then we go. Are we in cloud game here? Just an assets folder? What? Okay. So there's no built game in here? What? Apparently I managed to bundle it without the game. This is about a year ago and I was still trying to figure, well, I'm still trying to figure everything out. But let's see what's in shaders. It was a Fog of War shader and it's, oh my God. Okay, this is a shader from Bevy 11, I think. Yeah, I know. This was really, really bad. I had a number of I had no idea how to pass. There was, yeah, yes, this is ridiculous. There was an issue with passing arrays or set size arrays to and from shaders, and I think it got fixed at some point, but I never found out how. And so I just did a bunch of uniforms. It's really bad. But yeah, this was my attempt at a chat, and it worked. You can. I don't have. Do I have a picture of it anywhere? Thank God computers are fast now, right? I don't think I have a picture of it anywhere. But it was this game, and it's not going to work for me now. It's going to crash, and that's very annoying. Yeah. Yep. A bunch of issues with a very old game. But basically, it surrounded the characters with a sort of rough circular fog, and it followed them around so that when you moved, the camera moved and the shader moved as well. It was interesting. It was really hard, but it was interesting. But it looks like shaders have moved on significantly since then. Oh, God. Okay. So we have texture and sampler. We don't really understand what the sampler is. Let's ask Claude to give us a summary. Summarize what the sampler information might be when passing an image to a WGSL shader. Claude your savior with a giant grain of salt, right? Let me explain the sampler information typically used. Sampler in WGSL defines how texture coordinates are interpreted and how texels, texture pixels, are read from the texture. The addressing modes determine how texture coordinates outside the 0 to 1 range are handled. The filtering modes control how texels are sampled. Okay. All right. I will take that as read. I don't completely understand it yet, but that's okay. All functions have defaults. Yep, that's fine. And color texture is the handle. So here, find out more about samplers. So here, color texture is handle image. I'm fine with just calling that texture. And then here becomes that. Missing fields color. When you do sample 2, you're binding a sampler for that specific. Yeah, I think you're right. I just don't really understand the implications of leaving it out, for example. But now color linear RGB, I don't think we need that, do we? Depends what we're doing with it in the shader. Maybe I need to find that out. But we also need to be able to provide the mouse coordinates. 10 p.m. and you have school tomorrow? Absolutely. Thank you so much for hanging out. I learned a lot from your, particularly from your showing me the tracing stuff. That's awesome. I'm going to play with that. Yeah, have a good rest. Okay, so it's almost cup of tea time anyway. Any minute now, the ads will float along and then I'll be able to do it. Okay. Now, so how do I pass the mouse coordinates? Now they're going to be essentially a vec2. I have this memory that there's something weird about passing vec2s as opposed to vec4s. Um, hmm. Pass mouse coordinates. Well, WebGL, but no, that's going to be too different from what I'm looking for. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Nope. Hmm. Well, that looks like an interesting video. What's in a shader? What's in a fragment shader? But it's 2 years old, unfortunately. Hmm. All right. Let's ask Claude to summarize some searches. Given the Bevy material, it's going to be way out of date, but that's okay. We can extrapolate. Suggest a way to pass the current mouse cursor towards to the shader. A uniform field. So uniform 3. Okay. And just a vec2. Yeah, I don't need the well, I don't think I need the update. Oh, the ads are coming up, so I am going to make a cup of tea. Here's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. In the meantime, puppy cam. Wait, wrong end. Wrong end. Reverse. Reverse. That's the right end. That's a much better end. That's actually a weird camera angle. It makes him look gigantic, but he's not. uh, okay. Now then, what's the time? 10:15. Okay. Got an hour and 45 minutes. See if we can get this running. So you're saying that I can just add a uniform anywhere. So mouse position, vec2. Let's try it. I wonder if texture 1 and sampler 2 have to be in those locations. Do the bindings 1 and 2 need to be in those locations? Can I use different numbers? Okay. I have this memory that Bevy uses particular locations for certain things. Essentially just slot numbers that tell the GPU which resource goes where. Okay. Let's try uniform 1, mouse position, or cursor position. Vec2. Don't know if we need color yet. Let's figure it out. Then is that complaining that the binding's used twice? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So now we need cursor position and we'll start it at 0, 0. Or we could get the current cursor position. Yeah, I suppose we could do that. All right. So let's go window. What is it again? Single window. That's right. Missing color, which is linear RGBA. Now, how does the original do that? Linear RGBA. Oh, it's defaulted? Can I use defaults? No. Can I derive default? No. It's only, oh, wait. Oh, yes. Well, that's good. Let's see if we like that. I think I'm fine with doing, why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Image is an image. Buff is, oh, a reference. Okay. I think there's an as, not as ref, but deref. Wait, what? As deref. Oh, I see. Hmm. Can I use SDRF mute or not? I don't think so. I don't think this is looking good. All right. So we got window. So let's use the cursor position from window, which is window physical cursor position. That's an option. Let cursor position equals. Okay. Still not sure about this buff clone. Need T, obviously. That's the missing link here. Not enough T. Definitely not enough T. Okay. Now, we're creating a shader and we're running it. So first of all, can we get the image to show up? No, no, we cannot. Hey, it's falling all the way down. Okay. No image. Good to know. Good to know. Here we go. Pipeline cache failed to process shader. Oh yeah, because it's broken. Thoroughly broken. So let's look at the shader. That is not something we're going to use. I think we're probably just going to return. For every location, we just return the location. Can we do that? Can we just return in? Is that a thing that we do? I don't think it's a thing we do. Well, we want the simplest possible shader that we can invent is what we're looking for here. I don't think this works though. No, no, it doesn't. Vertex output is unknown type. Oh, so I possibly should have imported that after all. Yeah, there we go. Forward IO vertex output. Yep. Entry point fragment is invalid. The return value sum O does not match the function return value. Okay. I have done this before where I've just taken something that was coming in and re-exported it. I feel like I've done this before. W shader? Bevy shader toy? Was that me? Or was that something else? Hmm. That might have been me. Oh no, this is Conway's. Oh, I think this is someone else's code. I was just trying to debug. What else have we got under shaders? Nothing. What would I return if I just wanted to return the input as the output? The simplest possible shader. I also would love it if WGSL didn't, if this wasn't treated as Rust in the LSP. What LSP is attached? We've got WGSL, WGSL Analyzer, and then we've got Rust Analyzer also being attached. Oh, one active client not attached to this buffer. WGSL and Analyzer can be installed via Cargo. Is it not? Well, let's try that. Give that a wee crack and see what happens. I'd love to get better at shaders. Definitely want to spend some time on this. If I could do the whole thing in a shader, that'd be awesome. Spend as much time on the CPU, on the GPU as possible. Okay, that seems to have installed. Why have I got a list of tabs? What's going on? I don't use tabs. Let's try restarting it. It is using WGSL Analyzer. For some reason, it is finding errors. I don't know why. But anyway. Oh, you know what? It might be to do with my use of crane lift. We haven't think about that. But anyway. So the issue is obviously we can't return a location of vec4 F32. Let's just return a color, right? Actually, let's have another look at some of the shaders from Bevy. My shader. No, we're not backing at anyone. Stop it. Stop it. Come here, please. Cut it out. It's just the shopping. It's just the shopping. Come here. Come here. Come on, pup. Come here, please. We are not barking at them, okay? It's just the shopping being delivered. It's not a problem. Everything is fine. Yeah, it's okay. You got to stay here. We don't bark at people just because they're delivering food. We just don't do it. We just don't do it. We don't do that. We like the people that deliver the shopping. We're a big fan of it. Yeah. We're a big fan of it. We like it when they bring us food. Yeah. And they're bringing us stock. No. No. Cut it out. You stay here, please. Good girl. Yes. We don't growl at them. We don't growl at them. We like them. We approve of the people delivering the shopping. Yeah, we do. Good girl. Quiet dog. Quiet dog. Yes. Quiet dog. What a good girl. What a good girl. Yeah. Yeah. That's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Okay. Crisis averted. Okay, so this is a super, super simple. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, this is the shader I created ages ago. Okay, so we'll use this. We'll use this. This is all me. It's not in any example, but it is sitting in my Bevy folder because I haven't deleted it yet. So let's use this shader. It's much more likely to be useful for us. So we've got material color. We're not actually passing that as material color. I think we're just calling it material. We're just calling it color, like so. And then we've also got a group 2. I think group 2 is the thing that Bevy passes as. Binding 1 var uniform cursor position, which is a vec 2 u32, I believe. Then we're going to have group 2 binding 2 and group 2 binding 3. And these are going to be texture and sampler respectively, I think. Maybe, possibly. But there's only one field, right? Oh, that's confusing. I wonder if I could search on that string in Discord and find my original example. Hey, it's got some red in it. There it is. My screen is black, but it should be blue. Okay. So let's go there. We'll move this to there. Oh, that's no better. We can get rid of this now. Okay. Let's close this. Okay. I'm not a shader expert, definitely not. So a conversion to WGSL with a Bevy import for vertex output. Okay, cool. Note the tiny amount of red we're checking for. That vacuate full of ones becomes, it's nice that I have to read my own explanation to understand what the hell is going on. Texture is texture. Add a mesh. Okay, so how is the source setup? I don't want to download it. I just want to see it. How is their custom material set up? Yeah, texture 1, sampler 2 became, yes, the texture goes first and then the sampler. All right. So we'll move that back here and then we'll go back to our source and we've got texture 2, sampler 3. All right. And then pixel color is just texture sample, texture, texture sampler, mesh UV. Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can get that to behave sensibly. No. Okay. So let's look at what the error was. Oh, material color is an unknown identifier. Yes, you're right. I'm going to sneeze. Also need to go and get the shopping soon. Okay. Texture, texture sampler. Material color is now color. And pixel color, yeah. Oh, the color we set in the custom material. I see. So we don't actually need that. Okay. Well, actually, maybe we do because we're going to need the transparency. We'll set the transparency. But we don't care other than that. Hey, it works. Nice. There's no collision detection, but that's fine. Awesome. Our shader works. Oh, I'm so excited. We're doing things on the GPU. All right. Now, let's get sensible about this. What about the mouse stuff? Pass through the original color is something that we want to do, but we're not going to be testing the pixel color. Like that. We're just going to sample it. Oh, we're just going to pass through. Hey, nice. Yes, correct. No collision detection, but still correct. Interesting that there's no collision detection, actually. Why? Wouldn't it? I think maybe because it doesn't exist in the main world anymore. Interesting. I wonder if I should be doing collision detection on the GPU. But baby steps. Let's go and use the mouse pointer for something. I don't think we're going to need the color binding. We need cursor position. So let's make this binding 0, binding 1, and binding 2. And then we'll go here, not here. Change our bindings. And then all right, that's cool. So now we just want to set alpha to 0 if the cursor is, we need to update the cursor position. every time it moves, basically. Or every time the left button is down. So we can do that in here. And all we want to do is pass through the new value for the cursor position. So we have to modify our custom material to tell it that. So we're going to need some, but not all of this. I think this is going to need to be a get mute. And I think this needs to be mutable. And then all we're going to be doing is not changing the texture, but changing the cursor position. If let's window physical cursor position, then level material cursor position. No, I thought that would work. I thought that would work, but no. Oh, it thinks it's a color material, and it is not. It is not. It is a level material. Nice. All right. Why doesn't it need to be mutable? Oh, that part it does. Ah, see, I always get this mixed up. All right. Okay, so in theory, we are now passing the cursor location through to the shader. So now, change some things to transparent, basically. What does texture sample do? I wish I could go to definition on this stuff. WGSL texture sample. Okay. So let's go. Can I get the texture location? How do I get the location of the pixel within the image? I'm going to need to do some weird conversion to pos, I'm sure. I think, again, we need to get Claude to summarize. Our searches. Given the simple shader, how can we determine what location chords the pixel to be modified is at within the image? Using the UV coordinates, right. Normalize 0 to 1 across the texture. We're using the fragment coordinates available through built-in position. I already have it in mesh UV. Both approaches give you the actual pixel location. The UV-based approach gives coordinates relative to the texture, while the fragment position gives screen space coordinates. If you need to compare against the cursor position, you probably want to use the fragment position approach to have everything in the same coordinate space. Interesting. Let's try it. Okay. So it's a Vec 4 though. Explain why position is a Vec 4 and not a Vec 2. X and Y are the screen coordinates, Z and W. Right, I think I remember some of this. I just need X, Y. Okay. Let Pixel. Oh, hey, Mixel Studio. How you doing? I haven't seen you for ages. Thanks for the raid. How are you doing? How was your stream? What are you working on at the moment? I haven't even caught one for ages and ages and ages. Mainly because of the UK thing. Oh, you haven't streamed since before Christmas? Well, I hope you've been having a good break. I'm trying something new by streaming at this time of day. Normally I would be at work by now, but I've arranged with work to start a bit later so I can do a bit more of this kind of thing. Just getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, totally. I hope you had a good break. So that's going to be position XY. We're playing with GPU shaders today. Baby steps. Good, nice. Nice. Do you get a white Christmas in the UK or not really? Position XY if pixel pos equals cursor position, return no, actually it would just be like pixel color. How do I modify the alpha? Would it be pixel color 4 equals 0? I feel like that's a little simplistic. Oh, hey, Bruce Malt. How you doing? You get a wet Christmas. Yeah. That sounds a little more UK accurate. We had it wasn't wet, but it was just ordinary weather. It's nice and sunny now, though. Let's see. I don't think this is correct. What is returned from texture sample? Let's find out. WGSL texture sample. This is probably going to be a flashbang. I do apologize. Yes, it is. Texture sample. Is there a dark mode for this? Oh, hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Light, dark. Dark. Why did you not go dark? God damn it. This sidebar does not work. Okay, samples of texture must only be used in a fragment shader stage, blah, blah, blah. What does it return? A vec4 F32. Okay, so the last bit could be alpha. All right. Let's see what happens. It'll probably error out on me, but that is just fine. We are making baby steps. Baby steps. Well, I mean, there's no background anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and say that was an error. Yeah, here we go. Index 4 is, oh, of course, because it'd be 3. Duh. God damn. Learn computer science. Nope. Not this time, folks. All right, pixel color. This is an immutable binding. Oh, you can't assign. Interesting. What is a non-immutable binding? How can you make that modifiable in WGSL? Variables. Oh my god, where is the dark mode? Unable to request. Yeah, because my browser's stuffed. Let. No restrictions, unlike var. What about var? White emoji melting? I know, I'm sorry. All these websites are doing this to me. What about mutability? Oh, wait. Immutable variables are declared with the const override and let keywords. Okay. Variables are the only mutable objects. Okay. So let's try var. I have no idea how it can be 2025 and people still haven't mastered the basics of CSS. I know, right? And it's still the same, right? It's and even though I've set dark mode in all of my browsers, it just doesn't happen. Okay, so this is bad. Failed to build an entry point. We can't use equality with var v4, I guess. How do I compare two of those? WGSL compare vec4 equality, vec4 equality. vec4 F32 is too hard to type on the keyboard. vec4 equality. God damn it. Let's just use Claude. Check equality between two vec4s. Oh, really? R equal. What? All A equals, oh, I see. All components. All right, let's try that. Yeah, most websites just don't set it up. I think you're right. For CSS people, it's hard. Right, where's my shader? Okay, so let's try all. That is not the most obvious syntax in the world, but I kind of get it. All right, let's try that. The process of debugging WGSL is painful. If I could make a contribution to the community, it would be a really good LSP for it. Okay, still not good. Expression, we still can't do that? Interesting. You know what? I bet one of them's a VEC. It's a U32, not an F32. I do believe. That's probably what's going on. Yeah, it's a U32. So maybe. The pixel position, maybe I should just pass an F32. Should I? Or is, for example, is it safe to obtain the pixel position as a vec to U32, or will this be lossy in some way? Could be lossy in certain cases. Fragment coordinates are actually at the center of the pixel, so it includes, really? Huh. Okay. If you're doing any scaling or transformation, right. Comparisons with integer coordinates. Okay, so we could do floor position XY. Let's try that. Wait, what? Okay. Well, still no. What is error this time? Built-in position invariant false is present more than once. What? Argument 1 varying error. What? Built-in position is present more than once. Oh, this. Really? I think that it has told me the wrong thing about this. Let's go. I think Claude is full of shit, quite frankly. WGSL built-in position. Built-in position does not have the same meaning, blah, blah, blah. Show me an example. Either that or I misunderstood Claude. Claude, have I misunderstood you? I don't trust you as far as I get through. No, I definitely did the right thing. I do not trust you. Given the shader, explain the error. Yes. It's definitely to do with that argument. Oh, that is not what I wanted. We're importing both vertex output from Bevy Sprite and separately declaring as a parameter. Oh, it's already there. Are you serious? So vertex output is like a convenience here. Instead of mesh UV, it's mesh position. Sweet. Okay, I would not have figured that out without help. So that's a good example of LLMs to the rescue. I would have figured it out, but I would have been really slow about it. Okay, so vertex output is like this giant bag of stuff that we need. Maybe we should look it up. Bevy vertex. Actually, it's in mesh 2D vertex output. Mesh 2D vertex color texture. No, vertex output. Here we go. Okay, so it's got built-in position, world normal, UV. This is great. Nice. Cool. Okay, sweet. So yeah, we've got a ton of stuff that we can use. We definitely don't need to include it again. Very cool. I like that. So instead of position, we use mesh position. And we're golden. Hey, we've got Earth again. It won't collide, but we've got Earth. Okay. Sweet. Nice. Okay. So interesting that the background is black. Oh, I didn't test to see if it would draw. I need to do that. It does not. But that's not terribly surprising. I would expect to see a little bit of transparency, but it does not work. Okay. Maybe because the coordinates are never correct. I wonder. Um, I think we would want to do it if they were within range of. We can't get debug output, can we? I don't think we can. Let's ask that in Discord, actually. I think we're done with that one. Actually, shader debug. Render doc or useful for debugging shaders. I wonder, is my function actually being called before I start asking people questions that I should know the answers to? Is it being called? Draw alpha GPU is being called on update. Should it be being called on fixed update or does it not really matter? And oh, it's yeah, no, I was pressing the mouse button. So we get the level and then we change level material cursor position. Let's compare this to the Bevy example we were looking at, which is I think animate shader. So they're doing command spawn. No, that's not. I want communication with the shader, with the material. Storage buffer. That might be it. No. Oh yeah, on update. Materials get, buffers get, material colors unwrap, buffer set data. Now, buffers is shader storage buffer. Oh, I see. Okay. Prepared as a render asset and uploaded to the GPU. Okay. What am I working on? So no, it's fine. It's totally fine. There's not much to listen to. So I'm writing a Lemmings clone, and I need to be able to modify the terrain. And I have it working on the CPU by just dragging the mouse across. It should. I wonder if I can demo it or if it's changed too much. Hang on. Maybe if I re-enable Draw Alpha. So the idea is that the creatures collide with the terrain, which they're not currently doing. So that's always good. I think because I changed too much, but can I get it to draw? No. Okay. So yeah, dragging the mouse across the screen changes the alpha so that it effectively erases the texture underneath it. And I have that working on the CPU, but I'd like to see if I can do it with a GPU using a shader, because I think it'd be more efficient, especially if I'm needing to do it a lot. And so yeah, that's what we're exploring right now. But I'm also just learning about shaders because I'm not very good at them. Interesting that it's not working at the moment. I wonder why. Why isn't the collision working either? Oh, because it's looking for color materials and we're using level materials. Let's try that. Boop-a-doo, ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo. Field level material texture is private. No, we can't have that. Expected, right. Expected a handle image, and we found an option. Interesting. Right, because it's an option on a color material. Irrefutable. Yeah. So now we should just be able to use level material texture. Yep. Okay. And then in here, where we have color material, we need to make that a level material. Beautiful. All right. Wonder if that'll actually work. Hey, collision. It's always nice when you check for the right thing. Now, can I draw? I cannot. I cannot draw. That's interesting. I would have expected to be able to, but nothing works and it crashes. Okay, good. Good to know. Cool. Let's try echoing a little debug cursor pause. At least collision works now. Okay, so cursor pause seems to be debugging. Yep, that looks accurate. Curiously, this, which was working before, is not anymore. Now that is, and L0. Oh, to get the material, I see. It's the level, and it's looking for a level material. With that handle. Oh, we got ads. Do I need another cup of tea? I probably do. All right. Cup of tea enabled. Now then. So interesting that this is not drawing any longer. We know that that block's been called. Did I switch it to fixed update? No. Should I? Oh, wait, because now I'm using level material, right? So level material is not the same as a color material. So it is being sent to the GPU. What if I took the fragment shader away? that was unexpected. You gotta love a pink shader. All right, so cool. That was interesting. Not what we needed, but that was interesting. So if I used color material, I think it would work. But anyway, we're getting distracted. We don't need to do this right now. Let's go back to the GPU version and see if collision does work on the GPU version. It was also interesting that transparency didn't work. Why didn't transparency show up? Maybe that's part of the problem. Because instead of the transparent background, I'm getting a black background. Okay, let's try this again just to prove that collision detection still works. So we're falling and we collide. Okay, so that's good. Collision detection, of course, is happening on the CPU. But yeah, this doesn't seem to support transparency. Transparent areas on the image being rendered to the material appear black instead of transparent. Suggest a reason. Alpha blending. Alpha mode blend. I've heard about this. Yes. Let's check. Level material 2D, 24, FN alpha mode. Ooh, that was a good autocomplete. If you're making it, hey Ricky, how you doing? If you're making custom material, you have to override. Yeah, gotcha. So I return alpha mode blend, correct? Hey, that's better. The drawing doesn't work, but it's better. And it still collides. Okay. So we've gotten rid of the black. Is it possible that the alpha bit isn't the one that I think it is? I would have expected it to be the last bit. Huh. Okay. Okay. Let's look at our shader. Transparent, question mark? Question mark? Question mark? If all pixel pos is cursor pos, yeah. I'm not sure about that either. We're using mesh position, which, as I understand it, will be screen space. But maybe there's something that, like, maybe it'll never be exact, or so maybe this will never be true. Maybe. You'd expect it to be true at least once in the life of the shader. Trouble is, it's so hard to debug getting the values out. I wonder if we take that floor away, whether we'll have more luck. Or are we not able to do that? Do we get a conversion error? Definitely nothing. Of course, it could be the it could be the update issue, but then oh, maybe it is. Maybe after modifying the shader, after modifying the material, we need to do that GPU hack again. That would be kind of hilarious. But also interesting information. Nope. Okay. All right, so wasn't that... so it's bound to be an error with the shader, or an issue that I've misunderstood in the shader. Something to do with how the screen space coordinates are translated, maybe. Is the last element of a vec for F32 pixel color the transparency or the alpha? I think I think you missed something, LLM. Oh dear. Alpha channel should be 0, right? Oh, you could also. Oh, okay, that's good. X, Y, Z, W swizzle. What? What is a swizzle? Okay. Well, let's try A. Why not? Return pixel color. Why don't we just remove this condition and see if we can change anything at all? So in theory, that would mean that every alpha bit would be set to 0, and that happens when we hold the mouse pointer down. Well, it's just happening anyway. Actually, I think that's probably an error. No, it just ran, even though the mouse pointer wasn't down. That's interesting. Oh, because we're already passing We're already passing coordinates to it. Well, at least we know that setting alpha works. We're already passing the initial coordinates to it. Um, but this comparison is obviously not working. So I'm sure I'm getting something wrong about that. I'd love to be able to see both values, but I don't think that's possible. I don't think you can debug them. Can you get debug output from a shader? Render doc, yeah. I've never tried render doc. Show UV coordinates as colors? What? I suppose one thing we could do would be to you could show whatever coordinate is being passed as the mouse coordinate as red or something like that. That might be one thing we could explore. Mesh UVX, mesh UVY, 0, 1. How does that work? Let's try it with position instead of UV. Is Claude just pranking me again? Whoa. That's very bright yellow. I see. So, wait, it's never changing. Vertex output position is possibly in clip space. See, interesting, because I thought it was in screen space, but I think I remember seeing that. Let's Bevy, no. Bevy, vertex output. No, what's it called? Mesh 2D vertex output. I had this before. Where was it? Oh, there it is. This is clip position when the struct is used as a vertex stage output and frag coordinate when used as a fragment stage input. Huh. Well, it's a fragment stage input. So what is frag coord? Is that 0 to 1? What is frag coord? Pixel coordinates from the top left of the viewport, offset by 0.5, representing the center of the pixel. Hmm. 0, 0 is the top left. But is it 0 to 1? No, because the top left pixel would be 0.5, 0.5, if this is correct. I wonder if that 0.5, 0.5 thing is the problem, though, because the U32 values are never going to be accurate. So using floor is probably correct. But it still doesn't work. What about if it's close to it? No, that doesn't make any sense. I was going to say maybe expecting a perfect corresponding here is not sensible. Just out of curiosity, what happens if you just compare? It's wild they reuse the same built-in for clip space and fragment position. Yeah, I didn't even know it was there. I tried to import it again, and then I realized it was already built into vertex output. What if we just compare the X value, just out of curiosity? I have no idea if this will make any difference whatsoever. I suspect not. No. The trouble is, it could be nothing to do with the shader. It could be just me being a dumbass, but I suspect it is because when we took the condition away, it made all the pixels transparent, which is a good sign. So it must be something to do with the cursor position. Render abs x minus target x divided by 100. What? That's just some crazy shit. How do you... That's impressive. Okay, let's see if we can figure it out. Okay, you think x minus target x. It'll get darker when the fragment in question is nearish. So instead of returning... Wait a minute. I don't think I even understand your point. So we're returning fig4 f32 like this, you mean? Oh, setting pixel color R. I see what you're saying, I think. Which, those are both U32s. So instead of this, we actually want pixel pos X, I think. Maybe, but possibly not. So let's just check that. Because we've converted it to a U32. Yeah, why not? Well, transparent throughout. No, wait. It's colliding with nothing. Must be an error. Yeah, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Type doesn't match the type stored. Oh, okay. Render doc, yeah. I need to learn about render doc. Maybe I just try it, right? I may even have it installed at the moment. I do have it installed. Yeah, it's probably 100. You're right. The odd decimal point. Abstract types may only appear in constant expressions. Okay. Anyway, let's look at render doc. Documentation. It's going to be white, unfortunately. Can I change that? I cannot. Getting started. Quick start. Capturing a frame. Select file. Oh, it's not going to be Windows, does it? No, surely not. Oh, there's a Q render doc. Aha. All right. You may find this window is already available. Be a little bit fiddlier dependency-wise, but it works fine. Gotcha. Yeah, I need to learn about this anyway, so it's a good call. Defaults work pretty well. Choose the build to match your OS. Render doc in-app. Texture viewer. Just need to point it to your binary and target and press launch. You might have some issues if you're using Bevy dilib. Yeah. I wonder if I would have to build like a release or something. First of all, let's just remove our little debug attempt. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. Executable path. Couldn't connect. Check that didn't crash or exit early, e.g. due to an incorrectly configured working directory. Yeah, maybe. What happens if we do a release build? Will it be happier? But then you wouldn't get debug information, would you? Press launch. Might have some issues if using Bevy dilib. Let's try. Might take a sec, during which time I shall sip tea. Build might remove all the things that it needs, but let's just check. Much time? Oh, I've actually got to finish in 20 minutes. Right. See if we can get the last bit of this done. Very gradually. Oh, why are we on 15.0 not 15.1? Oh, I am partially on 15.1. One of the dependencies must still be set for 15.0. You might need to set LD library path. Right. The log somewhere in the render.ui. Yes, indeed. Hmm. Bevy render doc. Ha! Nice. Three years ago. How's our build going? We appear to be done. Let's try running the other builds. Oh, it's still got dilib in there. Yeah, maybe I do just need to set a path. Same problem. Okay. So let's go working directory should be correct. LD library path. Do I even set that at the moment? Nope. Launch failures don't appear in the log, but they do appear on your TTY if you do it from the terminal. Yeah, that's a sensible option. Yeah, it's looking for libbevy dilib blah blah blah. So where would that be? In debug depths, probably. So maybe. Actually, that would be environment, possibly environment variables. Same issue. That's obviously not how we get around it. Oh, wait, it's a different one. Lib standard. Oh, great. So now, now I'm stopping it from finding. Maybe it should have been an append. No, same issue. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty much out of time. I'm going to have to come back to this, but this is good fodder. I like the idea of RenderDoc. What was the other program? Insight. Oh. Does that still work for AMD GPUs? CUDA tools. There. Interesting. Anyway, who is, once again, you turn up cause problems. NVIDIA only, right. I think I may have already messed around with it for AMD. Perf Studio. Okay, well, there's no point in me installing Insight then. Yeah, no, it's all good. I appreciate causing problems, and I do want to learn more about RenderDoc, but I just don't have time to do it now because I got to go to work and program some Go for a while. Won't that be fun? Okay, let's see. Who can we read out with our 3 viewers? Who's on today? I haven't been doing any shout outs. Oh, apparently my bot's gone to sleep. That's good. Always fun. Invalid auth token, which means yet again I've forgotten to implement refresh or neglected to. More to the point. To danger. We're totally going to raid Cetalix. Thanks for hanging out. I will be full of more knowledge about RenderDoc in the interim. And down the rabbit hole we go. We'll catch us later.